Brooks & Davis Real Estate Firm, LLC, offers more value than any other good full-service real estate brokerage firm when it comes to the sale of your home. We offer at least 27 things that contribute to your home selling in the least amount of time at the highest price. To receive our free home selling pamphlet, email us at info@brooksanddavis.com or call 713-665-8329. We also assist people who want to purchase homes or who are interested in getting their real estate license. Visit us at www.brooksanddavis.com.
Are you an inspiring entrepreneur? Or maybe you're an entrepreneur looking to take your business to the next level. My name is Larry W. Brooks, and I am the author of Empowering Quotes for the Entrepreneur in You and The Entrepreneur Code. In these two books, I guarantee you there's success secrets that will take your business to the next level. I personally invite you to visit LarryWBrooks.com. Go under the books link and purchase your signed personal copy from myself. You have a great day and have an awesome 2020.
Happy Thursday. Welcome to the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. I'm your host, Ric Davis. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here with you this week. I want to thank everyone in the audience for tuning in, man. It's been a great week, and we have a really exciting episode planned for you all. Big, huge shout out to all the new subscribers to the Prime Real Estate Network channel on YouTube. We appreciate you. I want to urge everyone, if you're not currently subscribed, please stop by the Prime Real Estate Network page on YouTube. Like, subscribe, share, helps us in the algorithm because there's so many great nuggets and tidbits as far as real estate and entrepreneurship that we would like to share to the world. So I want to thank everyone who's already supporting the channel and invite everyone listening today to support the Prime Real Estate Network channel on YouTube, man. As always, man, I want to introduce my co-host. We're really excited about today's episode. He is not only a highly successful real estate broker, a multi-time author, serial entrepreneur, the proud proprietor of the Pure Hustle clothing brand. And today we're going to definitely represent because he is also a proud member of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, Mu Sigma chapter. I want to thank him for sitting in with me this week. And I'd like to introduce the Texas Real Estate King, Mr. Larry W. Brooks. How you doing, brother?
Yo, what can I say,
man? How you doing, man? How you doing?
I'm 25 years, baby. I'm feeling real good, man.
Hey, man, look, man. It's so funny, man, because today's episode is one of those episodes that on our annual calendar, we always like to circle and underline and really emphasize, man. But before we get to this week's guest, man, let's talk about last week, what we've been having going on. Yeah. We shared with everyone that we were going to be in Nacogdoches for Stephen F. Austin State University homecoming. That's so just share with the audience, Larry, how was that trip to Nacogdoches, man? How was homecoming, man? And how was it seeing everyone?
No doubt about it, man. Well, listen, honestly, it was one of the most amazing times that we've had, man. You know, the thing is that it's crazy how many people showed up to homecoming, even with the weather. I mean, nonstop raining or nonstop drizzling, and it was still an amazing turnout. And I think a big part of that played into the idea that, yes, it was our 25th, Music 597's 25th anniversary, but you also had the brothers of Omega Psi Phi, the Qs. Congratulate them on their 50 years. The wonderful ladies of AKA, they had their 50-year reunion that was there. And so everybody showed up and showed out, as they say. The tailgating was an amazing experience. The parties, the camaraderie, the networking opportunities were amazing, man. And hands down, it was just a good time. And, you know, for me and you, it was really personal, man. 25 years, we were a part of some of the culture changes that took place at Stephen F. Austin. You and I, our line brothers, Sean Bradley was the very first SGA, Black SGA president at Stephen F. Austin. Chris Sam, our other LB, he was directly, he was a SGA president as well. So he was able to make it to the campus on that weekend. Brian Remo was there, Mike Love,
Wait, big huge shout out to Mike Love. If Mike Love would be hot if we didn't represent, because he was homecoming king.
Oh yeah, very first African American homecoming king.
Hey, look, I can't forget that. He'll be hot.
Oh yeah, the thing is that all these things have started trends, right? Like after those things start to occur, you start to see so many changes taking place in the university when it came to the invite of more people that look like us and things like that took place at Stephen F. Austin. So I guess that's why even though I sit here on the board with SFA, I am a big advocate of SFA because I was there on the ground, grassroots, as a lot of the stuff was changing when it came to that and the implementation of a lot of stuff. So yeah, man. Shout out to the Black SFA as well, man. Like they really put these events together, and like I tell people, man, I have not missed a homecoming since I graduated, and I played ball. So I have not missed a homecoming, man. So I've seen the ups, the downs, and I literally saw the change this weekend and the impact that bringing on a more focused group of guys with Jay Cook and Noob really putting a focus on this thing and putting events together, man. It was amazing.
You know, one of the cool things about having this platform that we built together is that not only do we spotlight entrepreneurs, business owners, real estate brokers, and everyone in the real estate field, we also have those special episodes like today when we turn on the red light. Yeah, we like to call it the red light special, man. One of the things that we've had a chance to do in our life, being a member of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, is to bring other brothers into the bond over the years. And I take especially great pride in being a proud member of the Mu Sigma chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi. I'm sure you do as well.
Yes, sir.
And so does today's guest, man. So, Larry, you know, every week we try to take a little time to give the audience a little bit of background, a little behind the curtain into what it goes into producing the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. So if you could share with the audience a little bit about our relationship with today's guest and what we had to do to gain this fine gentleman's commitment to sit in with us today.
Well, man, this one is easy, man, because this guy here, we had an opportunity to take part in who he is 15 years ago. And so with that being said, man, it was easy, man, just reaching out. Well, I would say it was easy because his schedule stays booked, man. So, you know, just having an opportunity to reach out to him, finding a way to align our schedules and get him on the podcast, man, has been an amazing experience. But for the most part, man, he's always been an advocate of what it is that we do. We've been an advocate about what it is that he does. And when the guests have an opportunity to meet him, they're going to see why. They're going to see the energy behind him. And so just being able to have this guy on the show today is just truly exciting for me, man. I love to watch our growth. I watched him grow to who he is today and just continue to watch that engine run, man.
Oh, man, without any further ado, I'd like to introduce this week's guest. This fine gentleman is not only a professional comedian, he is a social media superstar, and most importantly, a proud member of Kappa Alpha Psi Mu Sigma chapter. I want to thank him so much for sitting in with us, one of the funniest men in the world. And I'd like to introduce Mr. Canice. Nnanna, how you doing, brother?
Man, I'm out here. What's up? What's up? First of all, happy 25 years, you know what I'm saying? And to be first, you played 25 years ago in Nacogdoches. You the realest ever. That's what it should be called. Prime Realest Ever Network. Because that was back out there. Y'all ain't had no cell phones. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
It was over with.
Yeah, facts, man. Big facts. Big facts.
97? Man, come on.
Look, bro, man. Look, first things first, man. Thank you so much, man. You just represented for us, man. You held it down at homecoming, man. Yeah. I've always been so impressed, no matter how far your career is taking you. You've always stayed rooted, not only in the frat, in the bond, but also in the chapter, man. So for those who didn't have an opportunity to come up to Nacogdoches this past weekend, man, share a little bit about the show you put on, man, and why coming back for those type of things to help out the younger brothers is so important to you.
Well, I would say, number one, it was quite a surreal moment. If we being totally honest here and genuine, it was a surreal moment because you come back to SFA and you look around the people who are booking you, the people who are faculty and staff, the person who wrote your check, the person who made the flight, they all went to school with you.
Right.
All of
Facts,
them.
that's true. Yeah.
That is so surreal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, and it's crazy because we went from being in the frat to my frat brothers are leading the way with SFA, with Black SFA, you know, Tony Holmes and Jonathan Cook.
Cool.
That's right.
We
That's
went
right.
from, yeah, we literally went from going to the events and planning just the undergrad events, but still going to the alumni events.
Yeah.
And now we're planning the alumni events and it's so wild to me. It's like, yo, like, but that's just how life goes. You know, you go from a kid and then you become a parent one day. You know, so it's so it's surreal. But yeah, man, I fully enjoyed it. I got to host the SFA, the actual schools, and the Office of Multicultural Affairs. They do a step show every homecoming. So I got to host a step show and stroll off or whatever that night. Shout out to Musig. We won the stroll off.
Yes, we
Come
did.
on, man.
That was their first win ever, so they went crazy. You know what I'm saying? And the crazier part is the last time we won the stroll off, it was my line.
Oh man, come on.
I'm not lying to you.
Right.
We still got pictures of it. That's the last time we won an actual stroll off. So shout out to them because we you know, there's certain things we take serious. You know, you got to do an aisle show, and they was doing their stuff on stage, but then they hit the red light on, they hit the aisle. Got the ladies going crazy. I was like, that's how you do it, youngster. So yeah, man. And I was trying not to be biased because I'm hosting the whole thing. Right. But to see like the youngsters doing it, I'm like, oh snap. So yeah. Man, we enjoy it. We enjoy it. So yeah, so it was a surreal moment. Went there, put on a great show for the students and for the faculty or not, just the campus in general. And to be honest with you, all the alumni that I recognize, you know what I'm saying? So they were there too. So it was a fun show. You know, SFA changed, by the way, too. Like,
and I wanted to ask you that. Dude, what did you notice coming in as alumni after being a student back in the day?
First of all, I realized something. They didn't care about us when I went. They didn't care. I remember the bus would pick us up, right, and drop us off at the commuter lot. I mean, like, you know, pick us up by the commuter lot and just take us whatever. We had to walk from the commuter lot. You know what I'm saying? We had to walk from all the way over there just to get to campus. Now they bus stop is literally in front of the bookstore now. Right by that big SFA new little thing that they hooked up that art tuition paid for. Right by that new thing that they did. They got a whole bus stop right there in which, you know, off-campus students could come and be directly on campus. So yeah, shout out to that, man. So they care about these students, man. They didn't care about us back then.
Shout out to growth, man. Shout out to growth.
Yeah. Hey, as long as you keep improving, I ain't even mad at you, man.
No, and so Nuke, man, please, man, because there's gonna be so many members of our audience who are either realtors, real estate producers, real estate investors. And one of the things that Larry and I help a lot of people out with is when they're making their initial investment so that they can start running their first Airbnb property. Mm-hmm. One of the cooler conversations that you and I have had off channel was talking about some of the challenges of being a professional comedian as you have to travel.
Man,
and your travel accommodations and booking Airbnbs. So for all those Airbnb owners out there or those who thinking about it, who think it's just going to be a cash machine and all you got to do is buy a house and open the doors, could you share from, as a professional entertainer and someone who travels for a living, some of the ups and downs that come with getting a bad Airbnb?
Listen, look. Let's talk about this real fast. You know, it's called short-term leasing, correct?
Right, yes, sir.
Okay. That's right. If you in the short-term, you know, rentals, short-term leasing and things like that, please, first of all, always have it clean. That's number one. Number two, make it easily accessible to get in and out, you know, with no problem. I shouldn't be having to call you every 5 seconds. But here goes the real thing. Here's the real thing, because I got bad stories on this. At least make it look like how it actually looks. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't play me in the pictures. I'm on there. You know, I had to do a show in Connecticut. I'll never forget. This is right in 2019. I want to say I had to do a show out in Connecticut, and I was like, "Oh, okay, I never been to Connecticut at the time. Well, not in this city, right? Yeah. So I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool. I'm gonna do it. You know, just book an Airbnb. I don't need a hotel. I'm in the night or whatever. I'm talking about it looked amazing. And it ended up being like a motel. It ended up being a whole motel. No, it looked like a room. Like, a motel at a horrible place. There was two crackheads arguing at night. I was like, man, look. And it was like in the middle of nowhere too. I was like, I called the dude. We had a back and forth, man. Yeah, man. I had to get my money back. He did not try to give it to. He wasn't even trying to answer his phone calls. I had to make it look. If it's gonna be that, just say that. Because there are people who just need that.
Yeah, right. That's true.
You know what I'm saying? And you travel life. You know what I mean? You start noticing what you don't like, what you don't. And then I'm getting older too, so I'm like, hey, yo, I can't do certain things or whatever. So it's like, yo, motel is not on my list. You know what I'm saying? Like, Airbnb is tough enough. You already gotta make the bed, take out the trash, change the air filter. You know what I'm saying? Fix your sink when you about to leave. You already gotta have those responsibilities. At least make it look like what you advertise. That is a big thing to me. And also, look, if we on Airbnb ain't the same price as it was, 8-7 years ago.
Yeah.
Airbnb went up. Like, yo, this is way cheaper than hotels. I'm doing it.
Right.
Now it's like, let me just go to the hotel because I want to save money. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but Airbnbs do work. It's just keep them clean, and keep them exactly what they advertise. You get what I'm saying? You don't want to get there and it's like, no. Like, I know too many people that have done that, especially on South Beach. So, man. And when I say what you advertise, if you know there was a roach in there, take a picture of that roach. It might be somebody that want the Roach Motel. Because I don't know if y'all ever seen that news report where they had to close down the Airbnb. This is gonna get a little dark. They had to close down the Airbnb because they basically are renting out a place. Because some Airbnbs, it might be like a boat or whatever you can live on or something. This was one where it was like an old slave's house, old like slave quarters. Or whatnot, and there were some white people that used to, book it just to get the experience.
Yeah, right. I heard about that. Of
what it was, and so I'm saying that you never know what people are into. So if you know there's a roach in the corner, put that on there because there might be some people that want to be like, I want to see what it is to be dirty. Yeah. That's all I'm saying. You get what I'm saying? Just don't lie. That's all I'm saying. And shout out to all my friends that are in the short-term leasing and everything.
Oh my God. By the way. No. And, you don't got
to shout out to just those that want to feel like would it be dirty. No.
Hey, yo, if that's what y'all want to do, come on. You know what I'm saying?
Now, Mr. Brooks, as someone who travels extensively domestically and abroad, have you had any Airbnb surprises or snafus?
I have, and I'll be honest, man. I don't. I remember this one story, and then I'll tell you about my experience with Airbnb. But I remember one time there was a story of an Airbnb that was in the Morrissey projects in New York City. They just had they Airbnb'd to. Just imagine that you in the Airbnb or project. They did the exact thing you said. Gave some great photos of the inside of it, and then you pull up and you are at the Morrissey projects in New York City where you don't want to be. So I remember that. I remember somebody talking about that experience with an Airbnb. But myself, honestly, I'm not a fan of Airbnbs unless this is like a group of people, like it's 5 to 6 of us deep, and it's a bunch of room for it. But for my independent traveling, or if I'm too deep, I'm in a hotel, man. And then it depends on where I'm at because I enjoy safety too. So half the time, if I'm staying in an Airbnb, it's got to have an on-staff security 24 hours there. I need safety if I'm outside of the country for sure. So
that's something. That's why I can't do motels. It's soon as you open the door, you outside. Yeah. I'm from the hood. That's kick door efficient. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You already know. You
said that right. Yep.
I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why I'm like, hey, yo, I need sometimes in hotels it's better because you can't come up here. You can't even go to certain floors unless you got a certain key, So I like that. So I value that.
For the most part, man, like here in the States is not as bad, but it's always those little funny experiences, man. Like Canice said. Yep.
One of the cool things about having you on, and I want to thank you so much for your time, is that I want to give our audience who know you an opportunity to learn some things about you that they may not be able to gain from seeing you perform or follow you on social media. It's something that's really funny, and I know Larry will get a kick out of this because he's a really big as far as travel. Remember when I asked you, Noop, about some of your underrated visits, one of your underrated spots, some of the spots around America that people sleep on, that's way liver than you would know, that don't just show up on everybody's travel list.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I had a good time in Oklahoma City. It was so weird. And it was a last minute trip. I had to fill in for somebody on the show. My friend called me, said, "Hey, can you get here this evening?" Call me in the morning. I said, "Cool, I catch a flight. Let's get it." I go out there. It was beautiful. They took me around. I got to see it. It was rich in blackness. You know what I'm saying? Everywhere I went, I just saw, melanin faces. I love that because I ain't gonna lie, I didn't expect that. Not in Oklahoma, right?
Yeah.
Small town, they love, like, I had fans out there, which was wild. I did not even know because let me tell you something. I did not know my analytics didn't say them. And they was there. They like, yo, man, we went to this school, that school. This is what we heard of you. We Greek here, blah, blah. I was like, oh, snap. They, okay. And then we do the show. It was fun. It was so rich of just good energy. And it was a peaceful city. Like, you would never think Westbrook lived there. You know what I'm saying? It was peaceful. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and then the next day, we went to Tulsa, Oklahoma. That place is so rich in Black culture and history. It was like, I randomly enjoyed myself there. So that's a place I'm like, yo, I would go back. I would go back with no problems. So yeah, that's for sure. I know that sounds weird, but it's like, yeah, going to Oklahoma. Man, I went out there. So it was fun. I had a good time. I ain't gonna lie to you.
No, it's great, man. I appreciate you so much because I personally met beautiful Black people from Oklahoma City, but I've never had the opportunity to visit that particular area or even Tulsa. So when you mentioned it, I was really intrigued because I was like, how few people, like, let's say you live in Dallas or where it's actually driving distance, would even think that area could be so rich in Black culture and Black history, where you could take your kids out and show them some things that they won't see anywhere else.
Oh yeah. Now, it's wild out there though. But
it's
wild in Dallas
now. Yeah.
It's wild in Dallas now. You know what I'm saying? You think about Fuel City, you start seeing things you ain't never seen. You know what I'm saying? They got crackhead clowns out there. Crackhead clowns in the middle of June. You like, bro, it ain't even Halloween yet. What's going on? It's a wild thing. I love Dallas, by the way. If anybody's watching, I love Dallas. I always love Dallas. Dallas is one of my favorite cities. It's like my 102nd home. You know what I'm saying?
102nd.
It's on the list, though.
It's on the list.
It's on the list, though. But yes, you would think like places like that would be rich in culture, things like that, which they are, or whatever. And then you go to like these small cities. Those are the ones that I don't know. Those are the ones that really get me. You know what I'm saying? So it'd be those small random cities or whatever that you like, oh, this ain't bad. El Paso was one of those to me too. I mean, El Paso is kind of big, but it's just so rich in just history and everything like that. I just wanted to take a tour and have a tour guide tell me about everything. So yeah, man, for sure.
And look, I gotta ask you this question, man. This wasn't on my list, but you brought up the love you get from the African-American Greek community. Sororities and fraternities. And I know for a lot of members of our audience, you initially got on their radar because your Founders Day is that you used to do. So my two questions are this, dude. A, do you still do those Founders Day vids every year? And if not, do you feel pressure to have to do it, kind of like those rappers that make them New Year's Eve freestyle?
Yo, man, I used to listen to it when I was in high school. I used to listen to Mad Skills every year. Come out with the end of the year thing, and I used to be like mind blown, like how he do this every single year, right? And then here I come making 9 videos about the same topic every single year, and sometimes I'd be looking like, after it's done, I'll be like, how the hell did I come up with this or whatever? But that's just, I'm blessed to have, creativity and talent, and also the space and time to actually write and practice and rehearse, because it takes a lot to go into those things. So to answer your first question, do I still do them? No. Is there? But will I? Yes. I'm coming back. I'm coming back to it for sure. Because you gotta think about it. My first huge base, like of a subculture base, was my first niche audience was Black Greek organizations, just straight up. So I'm like, I'm not finna forget about my core. Let's get back into it. I may switch it up a little bit now, make it a little lighter and a little friendly now that they know me. What I'm saying? But it's hard. It's hard, because they be coming to shows now or whatever.
So they come to your shows now.
I was getting my tire fixed. One dude was like, "Hey, you Canice 100K, Canice 100K, that's you, right?" Yeah, I'm a Sigma. I'm like, oh, dang.
I'm a Sigma.
Hey, man, yo, what's up with you? You know what I'm saying? I'm keeping my a little bit. What's your name? I'm gonna post on social media, because you never know if they're gonna be bad or not. Because in this game, I done been threatened to be sued. I done, and when we see you, we gonna see you. I done had all of that. But for the most part, the crazy part is it's always love, though. Like sometimes things on social media, because ain't nobody finna fly and come see you at a show. Like ain't nobody finna pay a ticket to fly and come see you where you at, and then pay a ticket to get into your show just to beef with you. After you pay the flight ticket and the entry fee, you a fan.
You a fan, no doubt.
You might even take a picture with me now.
Straight up.
So, right? Because if you really don't like me, you don't want to be bothered by me.
That's right.
I have to learn that too, or whatever. And so to answer your second question is, do I feel pressure? Yes. You know why? Because I have so many Greek blogs that are huge that still follow me. So every year they sending me messages or posting my old stuff, and they'll say, "Is Canice 100K gonna make a new one?" They got like this picture. It's a bat signal with my name on it. So every Founders Day when it's somebody's, they post that, and everybody be following me, and I get like a rush of so many followers because they know what's coming. So I'll be like, man. So sometimes I try to stay low key or post some of the old ones or whatever. But this year I'm finna come with some new stuff for them. I got some stuff for them. I gotta show love to the people who carried me. You know what I'm saying? Who took me, who elevated me to the next level in my career.
No, I just had to ask you, Canice, because the thing about it is sometimes social media can be an insatiable beast. It's like you can never feed them enough. And the type of response that I witnessed you get when you started making those vids, I used to always think to myself, I say, my man ain't gonna never be able to stop now. The streets is gonna keep calling them. I say the streets gonna call them. And I'm like, I hope my man can just be around the new generation of Deltas, AKAs, Dupes, Sigmas, Alphas, because I'm like, everything that you would talk about would be so fresh for Larry and myself, because we didn't live the life. And I was just always curious on how people who not part of that Greek community took to your comedy, even though they may not have been able to truly understand all the jokes, but your sense of humor just shines through. So for those in our audience who we've reminded them that it's almost the new year and to look out for you, what do you have as far as appearances, shows? Where can those who want to meet, greet, interact, or take advantage of some of your other content? What do you have going right now, Canice?
Man, hey, I'm so glad you asked that question, because especially back then when I did, I'm not gonna lie, when I did my first Greek video or whatnot, I remember being at work and I went on break, and I'm talking about my phone blew up. Everybody, like some of my neos hit me. Oh my God, you going viral. I was like, what? And I saw it, so I made the next one. And really, I was like, at the time, I was already doing videos, a few videos here and there with that character that I do called Marquise X. So the point is that what I would use the Greek videos as a signal, an attention signal to get their, to get their attention, right? To create awareness for myself. And then when they get to my page, there's so much more I got. I talk about trending topics, this and that. It don't matter what it is, politics, sports, or whatever. If it's trending, if it's big news, we're going to talk about it. If it's social media, we're gonna talk about it. And so I had so much for them. So even people who weren't Greek or whatever, they would just come and be like, "Who is this guy?" And then they'll go through my page. You'll see them like 10 videos in a row. And then I remember this one dude like 25 videos in a row, and then he goes, "Man, this is so funny. I had to follow." I'm like, 20, it took you 25 of them, no? That's how, but that's the way it works. Like I already had, a catalog of, this huge, years of work by that time, right?
Yeah.
So it just worked out, and I kept doing it because I was like, I got more things than just this, you see. And then it went to doing shows. I remember I went to this show in Atlanta, and a girl came up to me. She took a picture. She said, "My profile used to say 2 things you don't want to do. You don't want to end up on this page called Greek Shenanigans, and you don't want to end up on this guy named Canice 100K's page." I was like, whoa. Even though that was crazy to say, I was like, I affected this culture in some type of way. I impacted it, right? So it was. So to answer your question, where can they see more of me? I'm on all social media at Canice 100K. At Canice 100K, it's going to be on your screen and everything like that. CANICE 100K. I also have a podcast that I'll be launching really soon. I recorded like over 20 about 20 episodes, and we still recording weekly or whatnot. It's going to be called "I Might Get Canceled." So because I say a lot of I say a lot of outlandish stuff, so we gonna talk about it. So I Might Get Canceled is the podcast. You can follow me on everything at Canice 100K. I also have a website, Canice100K.com, in which you can join my mailing list. That lets you know the next shows I got coming, maybe in your city. A few other things I got coming. Right now, I have a 10-minute special on Funny Media Group. Go to YouTube, type in Funny Media Group. I got a special that's going, run them numbers up. Right now, we're around like 10K on it. Let's just get it to 100K. Why not?
Yeah.
Let's run the views up. Let's run the views up. It's a quick 10-minute special. And speaking of that, I also have some things I'm scheduled to do starting in Q2 or whatnot. I'm going to be doing some live comedy. Where I'm going to basically be through the Facebook platform they're offering for you to do live events through through streaming. So it's basically going to be some shows like that because sometimes there's certain markets that want to see me live that don't get to. Mm-hmm. So I know, like for instance, y'all know guys, like it's not feasible for me to produce and plan and budget out for an event in which I only have, maybe, 10 or 15 hardcore fans there, right? Yep. So I'm like, even if each one of them bought at least 2 tickets, that's still about 30, tickets. And so it's not feasible with the numbers right now. So I was like, yo, how about this? I just set it up to where, I actually produce an event. You got a stage, microphone, everything perfect. And I live stream a comedy show to all my fans. So that 15 people that love me in Virginia Beach, or those 10 people that love me in Richmond, Virginia, and the 7 people that love me in Vegas, right? Or not, they can all see me in one space and enjoy. So I'm going to be doing something like that. I'm trying to do it once a month, starting Q2 or whatnot. So I'm already planning and writing. I already know what I'm finna say. I got so much stand-up comedy. I got over, let me see, maybe 5 hours of material. And I'm like, let's just put it out. Let's build that. We're not waiting for Netflix over here. We ain't waiting for Comedy Central. You know what I'm saying? We gonna build it now so that when Comedy Central does come or Netflix does come, they ain't giving me the minimum wage. Yeah. Because I have a catalog that shows the numbers of what I do and what I can produce and what will be brought to your platform. And that way I can now, you know how it is. You got to have, you got to have some type of negotiation power. You got to have some type of, what's it called? What's the word?
Skin in the game. Showing a little bit of skin in the game.
Yeah. Leverage.
Yeah, leverage.
I told them I have social leverage, you know what I'm saying, with my numbers and everything. They're going to be like, yeah, we want, and they're doing it. There's a cat who just got a Netflix special. His name is, I want to say Tim Dillon. His Patreon alone for his podcast literally makes over $200,000 a month. Man. And they saw those numbers. They like, we want this to be a part of.
Yeah.
And so I'm pretty sure they didn't pay him only $500,000.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he got, upwards of 5 or more, 5 M's or more. So that's what we're doing because we not waiting no more. We not waiting no more. You know what I'm saying? Mama got to eat now. You know what I'm saying? She didn't need them shoes now. You know what I mean?
Right. It's like we was talking before the show though. Like you got to continue, but you staying consistent, putting in that work, and all it takes is that right person, that right
And the way we came in our Cap Officers and non-Haitian organization. The way we were brought into our organization, you know, it was the road was long, rough, and rugged, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it.
So that's the thing. I'm already prepped. One of my first mentors in comedy was my ADP, Chris Owar.
Yeah,
right? I just did an event with him too as well, or whatnot, for his students and everything. But it was my first mentor in comedy. He taught me about the game, where to start, what to look at, how to perform. This is a fact, right?
Yeah.
And everything he was teaching me was principles we learned in the frat. He always used to bring it right back to the frat. It was like, it's nobody's fault but yours. Never blame the crowd. It's your fault. So it makes you hold yourself accountable, right? And also, don't quit, right? We know about don't quit. He was like, all you have to do is stay consistent. All you have to do is keep going, and things are going to happen for you. So my process was that was 11 weeks. Now look, I know y'all back in 97, y'all was doing 11 years. You know what I'm saying? But my process was 11 weeks, man. It was like that was long. You know,
it was long. Yeah,
probably only like 16 weeks. And I was learning about Cap Alpha Psi for 11 weeks. So it was like, yo. So I feel like, and not to mention, you know, the pre-work. You know what I'm saying?
Pre-work.
So I'm saying, like, it's those same principles or whatnot. Yeah. Like, how long can we withstand all of this? Are we worried about the end? Or are we worried about finishing right now, today, on a good note? And then the next day, we only worried about the next. And we just literally just step in front of each other. We're not waiting. We just going to keep. We're going to be here until you get tired. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at with it. I want to become the guy that people. Have you noticed the richest people be the ones who a lot of people make fun of because they always everywhere? Mm-hmm. People used to make fun of Tyler Perry a lot. He used to be the punchline of everybody's jokes. Oh, you trying to do a Tyler Perry type show? Yeah, and he a billionaire.
Yeah,
he a billionaire. People talk about McDonald's. Oh, you eat McDonald's? Ronald McDonald is making money. Oh, I'm sorry, Ray Kroc.
And he's everywhere, no doubt about it.
And it's real estate. Literally, it's real estate. And so and it's still the biggest real estate company in the United States.
That's right.
McDonald's. So it's
a lot of people don't know that. Yep.
And so the thing is, because they are marketing themselves and pushing forward as if they already where they need to be. And so when people see you a bunch, they kind of be like, man, he always doing everything. Yeah, and he always making everything. He making them M's or them B's. You know what I'm saying? So I'm tired of making them T's. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Or them H's. It's time to make.
No, I gotta ask you, Noop, and not to cut you off, because every episode, man, one of the great things about sitting in this seat and doing this show with Larry is that we've met nearly 200 business owners and entrepreneurs. Mm-hmm. And what makes me the most proud about watching your career develop is that you were a mature businessman about your comedy career. And everything that you've done has been moving forward as an entrepreneur, putting your own skin in the game, putting yourself out there, making your own way, and doing things from a baseline foundational level and building up. And I want to ask you, when you were growing up, when you were younger, was there any members of your family, your close personal familial circle that may have been business owners or entrepreneurs that served as an inspiration and a motivation? Who kind of like lit your fuse so that you could get out here in this comedy game and explode and not be afraid to travel that road that's less traveled by most people?
I'm going to be totally honest with you. Two names come to mind every single time. I mean, like, while you were saying that. And they both just so happen to be in Mu Sigma. My brother Randall, or whatever, who I plays with.
Shout out Randall.
Shout out Randall.
I plays with my older brother. My older brother Randall, or whatnot. He always keeps me motivated. It's not that he's in film now, right? But it's not that he was super entrepreneurial with his mentality. It was more so it's like, why not you? That's what is. Why can't it happen to you?
Yep.
That's it. That was his. Oh, why can't it happen with you? And the other person is again my ADP, Chris Owar, because Chris was always like, stop thinking small, let's think big. It was always that. So even from the moment, like I don't know if y'all knew this, but I used to live in New York when I was doing when I first started. Like I was in Houston for 1 year and immediately moved out to New York because I wanted to go where the biggest opportunity was, right? And I learned so much when I was out there. Got on TV, this and that. This was how it was. And he was, but that all came from Chris Owar. He was like, go out there, figure it first. Because at the time, he was only in town in Houston because he was getting married, and so he was getting married in Houston, and he sat in Houston for like that 8 months up until which is when I started and everything like that, and then they went back to California or whatnot at the time. And I'm only saying that to follow up with this. He was always on me like, and he has a super entrepreneurial spirit, and he was just on some stuff like think big, keep going, think bigger. There's bigger things. You don't want to be just the guy that's known for opening for somebody. You want to be the guy that is putting asses in seats. You know what I'm saying? You selling the tickets. You are a high commodity. You are the superstar. And he was living his life the same way. We were willing to do every single thing we had to do to get to where we wanted to be. What are your goals? Okay, how are you gonna get there? Okay, are you thinking bigger? Okay, cool. Now go for it. So we're not the person that's gonna be on the sidelines like, man, I could have made it to the NBA. No, we going
to put that work in.
They're gonna see us no matter what. They're gonna see us, and they're gonna have to give us an opportunity. That's just how it is. And I'm gonna outlast. I'm gonna be there every day on TV. Like, man, come on, guys. Like that's me. That's me. I'm serious. So so who it was? Those are the first two people that came to mind, and they family. My actual older brother and my ADP, Chris Owar.
Yeah, shout out to Chris, man. Chris sent I did a deal with Chris' sister years ago. Chris sent his sister to the real estate brokerage firm. So shout out to Chris, man. I appreciate him. No doubt.
Oh yeah. Wait, hold on. Which Chris? Chris Top or Chris Owar?
Chris Owar.
Oh, his older sister.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Sister, I did a deal with.
Yeah, because I think I thought both of their sisters are in what you call it. Yeah, man. Shout out to them. Man.
Look, man.
And it all started like I know I keep saying, but it all started with Mu Sigma chapter. So it's like, even some of the people who were holding me accountable, my line brothers, Jay Cook, Tony Holmes. People always be like, man, you be on 97.9. And I'd be like, yeah, I'll be on there a few times. I put it this way. I'm not saying that Jay Cook put me on 97.9, but he damn sure when my name came up, I know he was the first one. Like, put him on. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So for sure, and these are people within the Mu Sigma chapter. So it's always working in that way. You get what I'm saying? So man. It's all within the family.
Nah, man. Larry and I, we take a special pride in spotlighting and highlighting those from Mu Sigma that's out here in this world, laying the foundation and making a place that'll be here long after we all gone. And I want to just implore you to keep going, keep moving forward, because even if people don't always tell you directly, you're inspiring so many of the young noobs that come behind you at the chapter, Kappas in general, comedians, and those in that social media space who just feel like I'm one viral video away.
Man, look, and it's the Wild Wild West. It can literally happen.
Right.
It can literally happen. I don't bank on just one viral video. I'm a volume type of guy. You know what I'm saying? I love Deontay Wilder. I love that he a one hit knockout king, but I'm a guy that's like, I want to put some combinations together. And I want to I'm gonna knock you out, whether it's one punch or it was the combination of me wearing you down throughout the entire fight.
Facts. No doubt about it.
And so I'm a person that I'm gonna just keep swinging. And so it's so crazy that you just said that or whatever, because like I'm gonna keep going. That's literally it. Like I'm gonna keep going and I'm gonna overwhelm. That's the thing. You gotta overwhelm or whatever and try to add value. That's the only way. You know what I'm saying? We could be as successful as we really want to be it just keep overwhelming people with value. So yeah, most definitely. And I appreciate you for saying that. That people who are inspired by me. Look, sometimes as creatives, we don't know until somebody actually says it. You know what I'm saying? So it's good to hear it, every now and then. It's like, oh, okay, so I got a responsibility. And you know how humans work. It gives us that energy. It's like home court now. Mm-hmm. It gives that energy to play better than what we would have had we not known. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate y'all.
Nah, man, this has been something that was quite the undertaking, man. I appreciate you, man. I know how it is working schedules out between you and Larry. I don't know if I ever gonna be able to pin you boys down in the same continent again. So
man, let me tell you something about Larry right now. I'm gonna keep it real with you. Let me tell you something about Larry. Larry's schedule is the most busy. He more busy than The Rock. Matter of fact, Nick Cannon on Father's Day. That is Larry Brooks right there. And Larry Brooks, they both the same busy.
Listen,
the reason why I'm saying that is because low key, most of the time, the only way to see Larry is on the billboard. That is I saw Larry today. Where you saw him at? On 59? That's it. You know what I'm saying? He's so busy. He got to put billboards in places just to be in multiple places at one time, man. So, man. But yes, schedules are a blessing to be busy. It's a blessing to be busy or whatever.
Yes, sir.
So, yeah. We gotta. I'm putting this. I'm saying this right now while we still live streaming.
Well, get you on wax, no doubt. Yeah.
Again, when we are in studio.
Yeah.
Hey, look, and there it is, man. Yeah. And that's the commitment, man. He said it, man. I ain't twist his arm. Larry ain't twist his arm. We ain't
I personally want to be there in studio.
We got
more to talk about. This ain't enough time.
Yeah.
We got more to talk about. I'm serious. So I want to be there in studio. So, and I'm always going to I always got something launching and coming up. So I got new things to talk about too. But we got more. We got more. There's gonna be a continuation from this. I'm saying it right now, live. So y'all got to do it. I'm putting the pressure.
That's it. We locked in on it. We locked in on it right now.
It's a done deal, man. Noob, man. I want to thank you so much, man. Larry and I want to wish you the best professionally. We want to wish you the best personally. We want to wish you nothing but success financially. We want this game to give you everything that you got coming and more. You know what I'm saying? I know we always talked about thinking big, but let's think even bigger.
Yeah,
there are no limits, man. Everything is out there, man. So bless you, brother. You know what it is, man. You know you got family here all the time.
Thank y'all, by the way, not just for having me, but also inspiring me with the consistency of y'all's podcast, and how y'all just keep going. Y'all just keep going. It's like, because sometimes it's a lonely road when you're doing this, but when you see other people doing it and doing it big and doing it longer than you like, oh, I ain't tired. Literally. Right. So, and that stuff motivates me and keeps me going. Because, sometimes on social media, we can get lost at all the glitz and glamour, what everybody's doing or whatever. Like, I told myself, I'm literally going to cut everything off social media and just leave the people who are grinding, because I want to wake up every day and look and be like, they working, I need to work.
I mean, you working.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, when I look at y'all's page, when I look at y'all's podcast on my Apple podcast or whatever, and just to see that y'all just doing episode after episode, y'all not stopping. That right there, because the only thing that guarantees success is consistent work and progression. So when I see that, I'm just saying thank y'all for inspiring me, especially me being new to the podcast world. I had to take this in and be like, I respect it. You get what I'm saying? So yeah. So thank you guys too as well.
No doubt. Appreciate you,
man. Appreciate you, brother, man. Indeed. Like you said before, we're gonna set the studio out for us, man. We're gonna do something real live, man. Until next time, brother, just know it's always a pleasure, man. And I'm sure everybody in the audience is gonna die laughing. They're gonna be like, yo, we was not expecting nothing like this from Ric and Larry today, man. So I thank you so much, bro.
Yeah, not a problem. Until next time, brothers.
Yes, indeed. Man.
Have a good one, yo. Love you, man. Love you.
Right,
go. Brooks.
Hey,
man, that was one of them right there, bro.
That was
one of them right there, dog.
That was, listen. All about it, man. No doubt about it. That was good.
That was a good one, man. Look, man, before we sign off this week, man, anything you want to share with the audience about what's going on in the world of Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm and the Texas Real Estate King?
No doubt about it. We just came out with our November calendar for events, y'all. So most definitely follow the Brooks and Davis Facebook page, as well as the Texas Real Estate King, my page as well. I'll be posting as we get events coming, man. The Houston Texans are playing tonight, Thursday night football. So be a part of that. Find somewhere to support my squad. We're going to get it together sooner or later.
Hey, man, you better shout out the Astros, man. The Astros playing for everything tonight.
Come on, man. Listen, we about that. This is what we like our back against the wall like this, baby. This is what we do in the Stros. This is what Stros do.
Man, big shout out to everybody in H-Town. Big shout out to everybody with the Houston Astros, man. We like championships in the city. Yes, we like winners. So let's go and bring that trophy home, man. On behalf of myself and the Texas Real Estate King, Mr. Larry W. Brooks, I want to thank everyone in the audience for tuning in. Big, huge shout out to Canice, Nnanna, man, brother. Thank you so much. Until next Thursday in this same hour, man, everyone out there in the audience, please be safe and be blessed.
Be blessed.